Welcome back to Play and Trade Guitars. I'm John, that's Zach behind the camera, and this is Play and Trade Guitars, where we play it and trade it. The newly announced, newly released Epiphone Kirk Hammett Greeny 1959 Les Paul Standard at a price point of $14.99. I'll tell you everything you need to know about the Epiphone Greeny. We'll put it on the bench and pull it apart before we plug it in and play it. But at the top, keep in mind, if you're in the market for this guitar or any other gear, click to buy new gear using our link. You'll get fast free shipping, easy payment plans, and it supports our channel directly when you buy gear using our link, so thank you for doing that. I'm gonna give you all the pros and cons. I'm gonna give you the best reasons to buy this guitar, and then I'm gonna take the other side and tell you some alternative guitars to consider, some other options for you, and I'll give you the whole story so that you have all the information you need to buy the right guitar for you. Before we begin, we are giving away a Martin D28 when we hit 100,000 subscribers. That's right, the legendary Martin D28. In fact, it's this one right over my shoulder. To be in it to win it, go ahead and hit subscribe right now and turn on notifications. Be subscribed and sign up via Gleam. All that information is down in the description. Without further ado, let's get this Epiphone Greeny out of its case and take a first look. All right, I dig that hard shell case. $14.99, it does include the hard shell case. Here's a first look at the Epiphone Greeny. Certainly looks beautiful, done in collaboration with the Gibson Custom Shop and Kirk Hammett, who owns the actual Greeny guitar. Kirk Hammett is now part of the amazing legacy of Greeny, which was Peter Green from Fleetwood Mac before it was Gary Moore, and now on to Kirk Hammett. This collaboration is part of a collection I'm very excited about. The Gibson USA model, I love it. And the star of the show are these Greeny Bucker humbuckers to give you that famous out-of-phase sound in middle position. And these are Gibson USA Greeny buckers. You have reverse polarity in the magnets of the neck pickup, which is also flipped over, and that's what gives you that iconic sound in middle position. Great sounding set of humbuckers. You also have some nice features like true mother of pearl trapezoid inlays, which look beautiful on this guitar. And last but not least, let's get to the headline here. This is an open book Gibson headstock on an Epiphone. Incredible. So that's part of the price as well. It is on the steeper side of $14.99. Very cool. So let's head over to the bench and get some specs before we plug it in and play it. All right, the big story is up top. Check this out, open book headstock on an Epiphone. Looks pretty sharp, and I know a lot of people are very excited about that. It's definitely baked into the price, flipping it over. You got a set of Grover tuners on here. Nice set and finish in poly. I like the color choice for the back and neck. You're gonna have a custom neck profile on this. We'll get measurements in a second. And then you got this beautiful flame look on the top, which they achieve with the veneer. I skipped over this. This is one of my favorite features. We have real mother of pearl trapezoid inlays, which look beautiful on this guitar. I do wish they'd gone with rosewood, but you are getting Indian laurel, which is my favorite substitute for rosewood, so I'm okay with that. Great playability, great feel. And then another star of the show, we got these Gibson USA Greeny Bucker humbuckers for that out-of-phase sound in middle. You've even got little cosmetic details like the mismatched knobs, and you've got the blank poker chip here. All a very cool look. Let's get the strings out of the way so we can get some measurements. I love the satisfying click of this Epiphone lock tone saddle. Go ahead and move that out of the way so we can get some measurements. We have a standard 1.68 inch nut. First fret at 0.89. Wow, that's a thick neck on this one. Up to a 12th fret of 0.99. You've got the flame veneer, but you otherwise have a maple carved top on mahogany body. Total body thickness comes in at 1.9 inches. Flipping these over, you can see you have a rhythm greeny in neck, a lead greeny in bridge, and these are of course PAF style humbuckers, but it just incorporates the out of phase sound because of the magnetic flip and polarity on the neck pickup. The neck pickup itself is also rotated. Check this out. You got a long neck tenon down in the neck pocket here, which is a nice feature, historically accurate for a 1959 Les Paul. You can also get a look at the maple cap from this view too. Flipping on the multimeter, we're 8.3 in bridge, 7.8 in neck, and 4.0 combined. All right, let's flip over the control cavity cover and take a look at the slightly upgraded electronics. We've got CTS pots in here. You got these Mallory caps, which are the yellow caps in there. 50s wiring on this as well. Let's get a weight. Wow, 9 pounds, whoa, 10 pounds on the nose. That is maybe the heaviest Epiphone Les Paul that we've had here. 10 pounds. All right, and flipping it around for an initial reaction, I'll tell you, I like the kind of satin feel of the neck. The neck, it's important to know this. This is a thicker neck. It's very much 50s profile. Where it measured in at about 0.89 at the first, 0.99 at the 12th. That is solidly in 50s neck territory. So if you prefer a slim taper, this might not be the neck for you, but if you like a thick neck like I do, this is on the thicker side, so just keep that in mind. Factory setup was good. I just raised the treble side a little bit. They tend to ship with the action pretty low, but playability is good. And like I said, I really do like the feel of Indian Laurel. If they're not going to give you rosewood, I do feel like that's a good substitute. Remember, if you're in the market for this guitar or any other gear, click to buy using our link. You're going to get easy payment plans, and that really makes buying new gear easy. In fact, if you're somebody who's super excited about this guitar because you could not afford the Gibson USA Greeny, I'm just going to put this earworm out there. The payment plans will allow you to buy the Gibson USA Greeny and make payments over 12 months, no interest. Just dropping that out there for you. Now comes my favorite part. We're gonna plug this guitar in. I'll show you cleans, we'll dirty it up, and then we'll let it sing behind a track. Now, while it has Kirk Hammett's name on it, and he is the rightful owner and deserves to have his name on it, and he is, of course, now part of the legacy, I really am gonna attribute most of the legacy of this guitar to the blues rock history with Peter Green and Gary Moore. So when I play it, we're gonna go more with the blues rock vein, and that way you can't yell at me in the comments that I don't know any Metallica riffs. So Kirk Hammett, we love you, we love Metallica, but we're gonna let this shine in a blues rock setting. Let's get to it, and on the other side, stay with me because I'll give you my raw reaction and final score. I'll also tell you some other models that this is gonna be worth comparing to. All right, let's get to work, let's plug it in. Super excited, and I love these Greeny Bucker pickups. Wait till you hear the middle position, let's do it. love that out of phase sound in middle position. I've said it before on the Gibson USA demo, I'm a huge fan of the Greeny buckers. They sound so usable and so amazingly cool in middle position. And then you get a nice PAF sound out of bridge or neck. Very usable sounds. And I'll tell you what, here's what it comes down to. You've stuck with me to the end, so I'm gonna give you my final score and raw reaction. The pickups are phenomenal. I also think cosmetically it is nice. They did this with a veneer, but the flame top looks sharp. It's very eye-catching for sure. Mother of pearl on the Indian Laurel was a nice choice, and the Indian Laurel is very playable. I will tell you what you need to know about this guitar. It's got a thick neck. It's got basically like a vintage 50s profile neck that if you're used to a slim taper, you will be caught off guard by this neck. I like a thick neck, and I'm telling you right now, it's like, you know, R7 territory. It's a thicker 50s profile neck, just be aware. I love that, it's not for everybody. So if I'm gonna give a number score to each of those, overall playability, I'm gonna give the guitar, with the thicker neck, that will throw some. I'm gonna go ahead and give it an 8.8 in playability. Overall sound, I'll give it a 9.5 because it does exactly what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to give you that Peter Green out of phase tone. They nailed it with the pickups, 9.5. On value, because I have other comparable options, which I'll now tell you about, I can only give this guitar a 7 on value. There are things that I like that they did. Gibson USA Greeny buckers, hard shell case, mother of pearl inlays, Gibson headstock. But here's where that score gets dragged down. It's the competition coming from within and without, but within, we're talking Epiphone and Gibson. Here's the thing. Epiphone offers a $999 1959 Les Paul Standard. That is also a collaboration with the Gibson Custom Shop. It also has a hard shell case and Gibson USA burst bucker pickups. A lot of the same features, $500 less. In the Gibson front, they have the now discontinued Les Paul Tribute, which is $12.99, but you can still buy that while supplies last. That's going to give you an American-made Gibson at $12.99. Cheaper, a couple $100 cheaper than this guitar at $14.99. And nowadays, the cheapest offering that's in production at Gibson USA is the Les Paul Modern Lite at $14.99. And a few of these other options that I've talked about in my reaction video that you can watch, there are other great options. If you want the total package, if you don't want to mess around with buying a guitar and then buying the Greeny buckers and making that modification, and you just want the total package, they are giving it to you in looks and sounds. It's expensive though, so I'm losing points on value. The overall score on the Epiphone Greeny, I'm going to give an 8.4. Solid sounds and solid playability, be aware of the thicker neck, but also value, it's dragging the score down. 8.4 because it does what it's supposed to do, which is sound like the Greeny, and I love it for that. All right, drop a comment and let me know what you think of the Epiphone Les Paul Greeny. If you're in the market for this guitar or any other gear, click to buy using our link. It's gonna make buying new gear super easy with payment plans, fast free shipping, and you support us directly. It helps us make these demos when you buy gear using our link. Until next time, I'm John, that's Zach behind the camera, and this is Plain Trade Guitars. Thanks for checking out the Epiphone Greeny with us today.